Sharks Group CEO.
Many thanks, Rob. It's a delight to be here today. Obviously, the coach needs no introduction at all. Shane, I'm delighted and proud to introduce John Kennedy today, who's the Managing Director of Southern Radiology. And as the afternoon progresses, you'll learn to know that John and Southern Radiology have come on board as our major naming rights partner. I think today is a significant milestone for our club. It's a part of the recognition of the transformation we've been working through. As you know, the club hasn't had a major naming rights partner since 2011. I think Hisense was the last one back in 2011. And the journey for us in that time has had a few speed humps along the way. But we've never lost faith and hope in our vision and where we're heading as a club. We have tremendous belief in who we are, what we do and the difference we make in our community. The decision to form a relationship with someone like John and Southern Radiology has come very naturally for us. I've said from day one that it's not about any partner. It's not about whose money it is, but it's about what comes with that. It's about the alignment of our brand, our vision, our values, our culture, our aspiration, our hunger. And more than anything, it's about the absolute commitment and determination to be seen as a community asset and make a real difference and contribution to our club, to our region and the game overall. And that's the commitment that John brings. That's what's drawn us together. Now, we had many opportunities in the last 6 months to put a naming rights partner on our shirt. But as I said this morning to some people, yesterday we found the right and perfect fit. And I'm very proud and honoured to welcome John and Southern Radiology. They have 70 outlets in Australia, I think something like 13 in New South Wales. You know, they have 2 in our very own backyard at Miranda and Menai. But more importantly, they have a tremendous ambition and aspiration to be one of the biggest radiologist companies in Australia, if not the biggest. And if we remind you of our brand and our vision and our future, we're to be great. We're not to be ordinary, we're not to be okay, we're not to be good, but we will be a great organisation wrapped around the whole concept of sport, lifestyle, leisure, entertainment, and loved and embraced for making the difference we make to our community. And that's been the very logical fit that has brought us together, and I'm sure John will reflect that when we get the opportunity to talk. When you have a naming rights partner, it's very significant, and I know our members are watching this through live stream, and I know the hunger and aspiration they've had. For goodness sake, will you get us a naming rights partner? It's a hollow feeling when you walk out blank, as I'm sure Shane would say. And I know our playing groups say that. And I said to John when I first met John, the organisation that puts the stake in the ground and says, I truly believe in this future and where our club's heading, that truly commits to that, will be loved and embraced by this fan group, their fellow corporate partners, our members, and everyone associated with our club and our game for many, many years to come. Our discussions didn't take long, John. I think it's fair to say that we had a very spontaneous connectivity and we had a very spontaneous contribution and commitment to each other. So I'm really proud, honoured and privileged, John, to welcome you and Southern Radiology to our club, to our Sharks family. We look forward to a very exciting journey together. When you see the media release, you'll understand this is a long-term commitment. This is not about a short-term commitment. It's not just about a financial commitment, but it's about a commitment to work together to take our 2 organisations to be the benchmarks in their respective operations across our country. So without further ado in that regard, I'd just like to hand over to John to say a few words. I know Shane will also, and I might have the order wrong there, Rob, have I?
Might get the boys out, Rob.
Oh, absolutely. Well, sorry, my apologies, my sincere apologies. To show our brand, what better leading lights could we have than our club captain, Paul Gallen, and of course, Michael Ennis. I'd like to thank the boys for making the effort to come today. It's their day off, but they didn't balk at being here with us. They've been a part of this journey where they've walked out week in, week out with no naming rights partner on their shirts, and I know what a difference that makes to you guys as well and to the rest of the playing group. So this is a big day for our club. It's a milestone, as I said, it's a line in the sand. It's a statement about who we are and where we're heading. And again, I'm very proud to welcome John and Southern Radiology. You'll get the opportunity to speak with John, the boys later, to test their feelings on how they feel about this announcement today, and certainly the case. So thank you very much. Rob, do I hand back to you or just introduce John?
Thanks, Lyle. Just to put this in a bit of context, and I won't talk for too long. Southern Radiology is owned by Capital Health, which is one of Australia's largest companies that didn't exist 14 years ago. And one of the reasons for our success is our ability to really work with people. We are a people business. We provide a service. And one of the reasons why we chose the Cronulla Sharks because the people that make up the football club. The past is the past, and to be honest, I don't really care. It's time to move on. People like Lyle, like Shane, Paul and so forth, we're investing in their names, in their brands going forward. Southern's been in the Cronulla or the Southern Shire region for many, many years. We're the largest provider of services in this market, and there's no better way for us to repay back the support, not only the clinicians but also of the patients, but to invest and partner up with the Cronulla Sharks brand. So from that side of it, it didn't take long, as Lyle said. It was, I think, over a coffee one morning at one of my favourite establishments in Sydney. And I am from Melbourne, by the way, so I know a little bit of rugby, but not too much. But it didn't take too long. And you are basically, it's that connection you have with people, that engagement. And it is that makes and will make this successful. They have made one promise to me, is that they won't lose a game further on, which they're in front 2 minutes or less to go. So
yeah, that last part he said was with 2 minutes to go and we're leading, I think is what he meant to say.
I think everyone knows what I mean, but we're looking forward to the partnership. I'm sure both brands will provide each other with significant collateral, significant benefit. I hope the boys have a great remainder of the season, mathematically, and I think if the spirit and the will and desire is there, they can make the finals, and when you're in the finals, anything is definitely possible. So we're here for the long term. We're here not only to support the board and the executive, but also to provide a great service to the community. And over time, with Lyle, we'll be investing in the community, especially in local schools and so forth. I'm a passionate IT or disruptive technology advocate, and there's some of the things that we use in our business. We are at the forefront of technology. Some of the amazing things that are happening in radiology and IT is just incredible. And we're hopeful that we can introduce some of those technologies into the local communities, into the local schools and so forth, and hopefully benefit the local community going forward. So with that said, thank you for choosing myself. I know you had a few other choices that are available to you, but I think it's a great fit. It's a perfect fit from our side of it. And again, it makes a lot of sense. We are the biggest provider in the community, and we do provide the service at Sutherland Hospital, at Menai, and also at Miranda, which is by far the largest clinic, and it is a quasi-tertiary hospital in the way we operate that. So we're here to stay, and hopefully there's a ticket for me on Grand Final Day.
Absolutely there will be. Yeah.
In the coach's box, that is.
There's a bit of a worry with Johnny. One of the parts of the agreement is he gets a session in the coach's box, Shane. So I'm not sure I've shared that with you as yet, but we might be able to muzzle him in there.
Might just get Shane will agree the lift. This will give the boys to play with a major sponsor on the front of their shirt. He's coached for a long while without one, so we might just get Shane to comment on the new partnership with Southern Radiology.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. I think Lyle touched on it a bit earlier when he said that without our fans and our members have been wanting to get a major sponsor on the front of that jersey, no more than the playing group and the coaching staff. It's it's very, very disappointing for them to run out there without a major sponsor on the front of the jersey, and it's gone on for a while. And I've been pretty privy to some previous conversations Lyle's had over the last 6 months about companies possibly coming onto the front of the jersey, and to his credit, I've said just get one on there, and he's being pretty consistent in his message that we need the right company. It'll come at the right time, and it definitely has come at the right time. And from my point of view, even to this morning, I was kept pretty quiet, and what sort of company it was, and I found out this morning, did a bit of my own research, and I think it's a perfect match for us. A company on the up, so professional, and sort of where we're heading. Not rebuilding, as Lyle says, we're building a club, and this is a great step. And I'm really can't wait to get out there on Sunday with a full jersey. It's not going to make the boys tackle harder or run harder, but it's going to definitely give us a boost going into the weekend's game.
Well, I think you've got another special guest we need to introduce, extension of a partnership we have here.
Absolutely, I do, Rob, and for the first time ever, our jersey will be full of branding partners and quality branding partners, and ones who are committed to our local region and to the journey that we're all on, but more importantly in this particular case, making a massive contribution to our community holistically. As you know, we're involved in a property development here with a company called Bluestone Capital. But that property development isn't about bricks and mortar, it's not about infrastructure, it's about leaving a legacy, it's changing the focus, it's the pulse, the heartbeat of our community, and it's the value proposition it will bring in terms of education programs, in terms of inclusivity, in terms of engagement with the broader community, in terms of some of the education things that John's spoken about. So while people look at this and think it's bricks and mortar, it's the furthest thing from that. What it is a stake in the ground and a new direction for our community, and this will become a focal point of social impact and change and benefit for the boys and girls and families in our community. And it's with a great deal of pride that I invite Ben Fairfax to come to the platform. Ben's the CEO of Bluestone Capital. If you look on our media backdrop, you'll see Bluestone now sitting there. If you look at the boys in their shirts on the top of the sternum, you'll see Bluestone sitting there. This is a strong financial commitment from Bluestone. It's a long-term commitment. But more importantly, it's a continuation of the wonderful relationship we've had and our absolute mutual commitment to each other for change and benefit across our region. So without further ado, I proudly welcome a double whammy today and a stake that really says this club's going somewhere. I welcome Ben Fairfax to say a few words.
Thank you very much, Lyle, and thank you everyone for coming. It's an absolute pleasure for Bluestone to continue our long-term relationship with the Sharks Group. We were very fortunate to be chosen as their partner to not only, as Lyle said, not only work with the property land holdings, but to really take a significant role in how the community would change. And we've had a wonderful journey so far. We've been working with them since 2010, and we're extremely excited about the role that we'll get to play with the Sharks as a group in the community and help to drive significant change. So we're committed, we're excited, and we're very honoured to be part of the overall group, and it's extremely exciting to be here with Southern Radiology, who we know have a great role in the community as well. So once again, thank you for the opportunity, and we look forward to an exciting future ahead.
Thank you very much, Ben. And just as a last message from me, I know our members are watching this live stream. Can I just look at you in the eye and say thank you? You've been very patient, you've been very tolerant. One of our core brand values is resilience, and you've hung in there with us. I know how much this means to you today. As I said to you earlier, I told to John, the company that puts this stake in the ground and says we believe in the journey we're on will be a company that will never be forgotten. And I just encourage you, the members out there, to recognise and support the tremendous commitment and belief in our destination through both of these companies. So I just want to look at our members now and say thank you very much. We promised you we'd deliver this, and today is a wonderful day and a milestone in our club's history. So thank you very much.
I'd just like to invite any questions from the floor. If we keep them relative to the announcements, we can look after the footy stuff later. The boys will also be available for one-on-ones for anybody that wants to talk to any of our guests up here. So any questions? Maybe the two old guys here, they might have lots of use, these two on the end of Southern Radiology. But
we changed these two deliberately.
Sorry boys, I didn't mean that. But any questions, please, of our guests up the front there?
Well, how did it come down? Can you give us some idea about how the connection came about, how it started?
Look, like anything, we've never gone public and advertised, for sale sign around our naming rights. We've worked within our networks and our close contacts to try and identify potential core partners, and this has came about through those networks and through some connections that Marcelo had and some meetings we've had in the broader network. I think in circumstances like this, it's far better to be able to attract rather than advertise and press, if you like. And it's almost come about organically and by coincidence in a funny way. But as John said, the first time we met was actually at the establishment, which is his establishment in town. But it was in a coffee shop over breakfast, not a late night one. The connection was very, very quickly established. And it went very quickly. That's in the last, fortnight, John, I think?
If that, yeah.
If that. Yeah.
And you've had your fair share of tough days at the office over the last couple of years. It must be nice to see, the development with Bluestone and now having a major sponsor on the front of your shirt. You must be really looking forward to enjoying some good days at the office over the next few years.
Yeah, the club's been through a lot. We all know that, and I talked to Lyle about it a fair bit, and Lyle touched on it, and I think I sort of brushed over a little bit. But the club is building, and this is a massive step towards it. Having our whole jersey with quality companies all over it, and it just gives that support and backing for the football team and in our community. And this club is It's changed a hell of a lot over the last couple of months in particular. And as I said, there's only going to be good things ahead for Cronulla Sharks. And as I said, I'm really proud to be the coach of the club, and we're going forward. I know the results haven't been what we've wanted, but as I said, on and off the field, we're working really hard, and this club is building.
How different is it, Lyle, today than the day that you first walked through the doors?
In terms of the club,
Yeah.
Look, I think we all recognise at that time, and not because of me, but we recognised that we were coming off the back of a fairly challenging journey. There was some negative brand equity. There probably wasn't a lot of clarity about who we really were and what we stood for, but more importantly, where we were heading. So in conjunction with our members and our fans, we ran those forums and really listened and learnt and tried to define our vision, our values and our culture. I think it's fair to say we've got absolute clarity about that across our organisation now. And clarity around those sorts of areas really helps drive momentum. As Shane said, we've had a couple of ups and downs on the park, but we're a couple of little hiccups away from being 2 points off the top of the ladder too. So we've got a very competitive, talented football squad led by Paul and Michael and Wade Graham and so on. I think the club's in a good space, and I think our future, we talk about it, but it's not a glib statement. Our future is one of endless possibilities. If you look at the development, they just had a barbecue over here to celebrate stage 1 coming out of the ground, and they'll come out now every 2 weeks. So that's going up, that's real. Our future's a lot more real, I guess, than it was, with a lot more clarity and a lot more momentum.
Any more? Nobody else? Thank you very much. As I said, we can look for Tracy or myself or Holly from Bluestone to help you out if you need any one-on-one stuff or any interviews with these guys, and we'll certainly sort that out. Again, thanks to the media that came along, and hopefully we'll get a good reporting of this, because it's a significant milestone in our club's history.
Well, we might just have a couple of presentations, I think, of jerseys to our new partners, and there'll be some photo opportunities with the boys as well, if you'd like. But John, if you came down first, perhaps. Could we come down or stay up, Tracy? What's best for?
Go down, I think.
Go down.
Go down. Stand up.
When we talk about sponsorship, I use the wedding ring analogy, and you can shove anything on the front of the shirt, you can put that there and do nothing and get very little. But when we talk about the wedding ring analogy, it's about the commitment to each other, it's about how you bring that relationship and partnership to life. And I think that's the thing that's really inspired me about John, is the character behind the company, not just the company. And we have an absolute commitment to bring that to life and have a massive impact across every part of our region, our game and our club. So it's with great pleasure that I present this to you, and you might even notice you've been selected in the team for Sunday. I don't know if you've been in full training or not, but it's with absolute pleasure. Probably better to hold it that way so the brand's up.
All I can say, Lyle, is I am match fit, mate.
And we might just look over here. You hold a bit and I'll hold a bit, and we'll get a few happy smiles outside of it. And we'll get one over here with the boys. You got in the middle, you're far better looking than I am in there. Just make sure you don't cover their breath. All good there? And John, if you could just pop out for half a minute. And Ben, you might know, mate, but you've been selected at 5'8" this week, so come on in. No reflection on Jack Bird at all. He's been going very well. But it should really look up to you in Bluestone. This is a very powerful commitment to each other. Really proud to bring to this level of our family, mate, and really committed to the journey ahead. Thank you very much. Again, we'll hold this that way rather than the other. Get you in the middle with the boys as well. You got any apartments in the development? Three? All good? Thank you very much, guys. You're very welcome to have one-on-ones with anyone you'd like to. Yeah, thanks, mate.